Previously on the last Pokemon challenge. Let me just bloody clear the bloody message with bloody B so that I don't bloody keep walking and getting all the Pokemon like bloody that. And coming up. So if we can come to some kind of agreement to delete Plusle and Minun, I will be very, very happy to try and facilitate it. Welcome back to another 4 moves challenge. Today we're in Pokémon Emerald, and today we are running Politoed. The timer is underway, and we are going to very quickly name our Politoed rib, and we'll be on our way. So the timer will not stop now until we've defeated Steven all the way in Meteor Falls. We will have a little pause though, I'm lying there, we'll have a teeny tiny pause for the Hall of Fame until we regain control of the player. That's how these challenges go, and the 4 moves we've got for this challenge are Surf, Ice Beam, Rain Dance, and Earthquake. Let's select the correct move. That would be a sensible idea, wouldn't it? And yes, of course, we one-shot Mage Trico. May, for whatever she does in this challenge, all 3 battles or whatever it is we have with her, she is going to have Trico and then Grovyle, but we'll never see Sceptile because she bogs off pretty early on. Now, I'm going to be doing, for the first time ever, I believe, 2 Emerald challenges back to back. For those of you that aren't aware, scheduling on this channel is basically what do I feel like doing on the day I'm sitting down to record, and I felt like doing 2 back-to-back Emerald runs. It's going to be rare. The August schedule is the most planned I have been, I think, ever on this channel. Like, I know what I'm doing for the entirety of August. I quite often plan out rough ideas and I'll put them in a proper schedule slot, but it's always flexible. But I'm going to try my best to be very, very committed to what I want to do in August, which is going to be a celebration of all things legendary. We are having the channel's 4th anniversary as well in August. I can't believe it's been 4 years of doing solo running already. But it feels like we've got a brand new adventure with the 4 moves challenge and with doing challenges in Fire Red and Emerald. I've got to say, I'm loving my time in Generation 3. Now that I've changed a few bits and pieces about A, how I do the runs, and B, how I record the runs, it's so much bloody fun. I love Generation 3. It's the generation where I truly fell in love with Pokemon. Like, I really, really enjoyed Pokemon's Gold and Silver. They were my first 2 Pokemon games. But Generation 3 and seeing how much it progressed is just phenomenal. Because I got Gold and Silver relatively late on in the life cycle for Pokemon. I got it, I think, 2001, maybe 2002. So I was right towards the tail end of Gold and Silver, just about when I'd done everything I wanted to do in Gold, Silver, and then Crystal. Out came Ruby and Sapphire, and I was in love. I had Sapphire first. I've still never properly played through Ruby. I think what would be very interesting at some point, not sure when, but at some point, is to do some of our better challenges in the paired games. So maybe pick Girafarig in Silver, for instance, or Ursaring in Gold, to see the difference. And then once we've built up a bit of a leaderboard here in Hoenn, we can do the same for this region, because we do always play the upper version. And that does mean we don't get to experience the original game. We get the polished version, don't we, as opposed to what they actually wanted at the very start of a generation. Although I do have to say, I think we could probably easily sub-hour the Gold and Silver routing, because we don't have quite as many mandatory battles. Although there are some weird trainers who get in our way in Gold and Silver. Anyway, I digress. There's some bits we need to get on with here in Petalburg. No, this isn't Petalburg. This is Rustboro. I'm still getting used to the city names again. I've been yabbering on about how much I love this region, yet I haven't bothered to remember all of the town names yet. In Rustboro here, there are a few bits and pieces we need to do. We've also got the Rental Abra. That is going to let us teleport back to the Pokemon Centers. I tried to place the Rental Abra both in Fire Red and in Emerald, roughly where you would expect to get it if you were catching just a Wild Abra. It's one of the very few HM items that doesn't really have an equivalent item pickup, because Teleport is not a TM in either of these games, so I had to kind of wing it for where we wanted it, but I do like having the HM items. It's a little thing that my brain doesn't have to remember anymore. Title cards aren't working for this gym leader. Let's see if we can get a title card at the end of her battle. Yes, we can. It's not like this battle's going to mean anything at all. 3 one-shots with Surf. We know how it goes. Roxanne has no special defense, and we get our first badge in 4 minutes and 39 seconds. Woohoo! We've got more people blocking our way. We just want to progress through the region. Let's try and sneak past you. No, sneak past... Do you mind? Trying to be sneaky. There's our Abra. Pretend we caught it. That's our rental Abra. And now we've got a bunch of trainers. I will say Generation 3 is very, very, very trainer heavy compared to later generations. I'm very glad we've got something for the Lotad line here, with us being water type. We can use a neutral Ice Beam, and that should neutralise it most of the time. We're going to use Ice Beam on this Coughing as well. Poor Coughing, that line has absolutely no hope against us in this generation, or should I say in this battle, because we have 3 super effective moves. There's a Whisper. I think Whisper's the only thing you can get in this cave. Very weird. They've done it with Zubat, and they've done it with Whisper. I can't think of anywhere else where there's just one Pokemon you can get. Just Zubat and Whisper is coming to my brain. I'm sure those of you who are smarter than me, which, let's be honest, it's not hard to be smarter than me, is it? Will know of other places where there's just a single Pokemon available. We get the Goodness Gracious Great Ball, and here's where I have a little whinge because we get pestered. We don't care. We want to throw the Pokegear, or should I say the Pokenav, in the bloody sea. Right, you're counting on me? I'm not any kind of abacus or calculator. Oh, sod off, mate. Oh, I really don't like this. I hate using my phone at the best of times, so being told to phone people in video games, no, just no, leave me alone. Should we take on May? Let's beat her up. It's very rare that we get to see her, so we'll give her another outing in this video. We are going to Ice Beam her Wingull, it goes away. We're going to Ice Beam her Trico, it also goes away, and that's all she's got for us. Let's get ourselves back to the Petalburg Woods, and we'll go and have a little chat with Mr. Briny. No, we don't want to get our feet in the grass, goodness me. And then, did we take you on earlier? Yes, we did. We stole your money. That's fine. Let's see, can we get Mr. Briny? Yes, we can. I'm getting pretty good at that, I will say, even if I do say so myself. Shut up, Dad, we don't care. Why are you calling me out at sea? And yet, if I go even 5 minutes away from where I live, I get no signal. It doesn't matter that it's 5 minutes out of where I live and it's out at sea as well. Hoenn has better phone signal in 2003 than I do in 2026. Let's beat up some fish. That's not where Earthquake lives. Let's rejig these moves so that I know where I'm going. The trouble with Generation 3 is it's a completely different set of button presses compared to Generation 2. For Generation 2, you want to keep your status move normally in slot 3. In Gen 3, you want to keep it in slot 4. And that really does throw me quite often in these challenges. I want to take on both of those just before we go into gym number 2. Now, there are going to be trainers. Do I know where they are? No. Are we going to try every nook and cranny? Yes. We are still very much in the learning phase for Emerald. We're going to be in that learning phase for a very, very, very long time. Think about how long it took me to get used to Crystal, to feel confident with the routing. Emerald is the longest game that we play together, so it's going to be a while. I'm going to be very conservative with the learn sets. I'm going to be very, very careful with how I play. But that's because I'm learning. I'm absorbing the information that the game is presenting to me at the moment, so that in 6 months' time, we'll be able to have a lot smoother gameplay. You've got to go through the rough part before you get the easy wins. And at the moment, we are still very much in the rough part. Let's take on Brawly now, gym leader number 2. He is a fighting type specialist. He leads with Machop. We'll set up a little bit of brain here to try and make the battle go a little bit smoother, and it does pay off. We get 3 one-shots. We might have had that without the rain, but we definitely got it with the rain. That means we get the Knuckle Badge in 9 minutes and 4 seconds for the split. And with that, let's do a very quick PP heal. And then we'll go into the Granite Cave, I want to call it. Let's see, is it the Granite Cave? I remembered something. I feel proud of myself for that. Stick on a rappel. Oi, give me a lantern. Thank you. Just need to demand, and you get it, apparently. So now we don't have to worry. Oh, we do want that escape rope, actually, don't we? We don't have to worry at all about dodgy movement. This is the one game where Flash is really, really useful and really easy to get, and then there's like 2 places you use it. That is very much the story of Pokemon, though, isn't it? The easy games where things are accessible, you generally don't need those things. The ones where it'd be really bloody useful, like in Crystal and in Fire Red, they make you jump through several hoops just to bloody get the Flash HM, or I suppose the Lantern for us. Right, we are still playing Delivery Boy Simulator here. We have a letter from Stephen. We're going to use the escape rope, and now we're going to use Mr. Briney as our taxi again. We would like to go to Slatesports this time, Mr. Briney. Do we have to tip you? No, we do not have to tip you. Perfect. Let's go into the cafe here, and let's ruin a child's day. Got an Azurill, we've got Surf. Azurill is normal type for no good reason, so we'll get rid of it in one, and we'll do the same to the Marill there. On to Johanna. She's got a Goldeen. She had a Goldeen. It's now no longer in the land of the living. And finally, Dwayne, Wingull, Ice Beam to the face. Machop, Surf to the face as well. And then Tentacle will Earthquake. We've got a really good set of moves here. Ice, Ground, and Water should give us at least neutral to everything, I believe. We're just going to get a few Soda Pops here. Enough to keep us well hydrated, because Hoenn is a very warm region after all. And now, can I remember what to do here? We don't go in there, do we? Oh, shut up, Roxanne. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Do we go in here? Or do we go in there? No, we do go in there. I was right, but then I was wrong, and then I'm right again because we do go in there. And then we chat with him. He's fake Mr. Captain Stern, isn't he? And then if we go and heal our PP while we're up here, because that would be a sensible thing to do, then we open up the museum. That's not the museum. This is the museum. See, this is all part of the learning. We get some money stolen off us, and then we chat with him. We're going to hide behind him. Maybe he can take on Team Aqua. No, he can't. He is, in fact, a wimp. Carvana, Earthquake, goodbye. Easy Grunt. Who's next? You. What have you got? A Zubat, Surf, goodbye. Anything else for us? Another Carvana, Earthquake, haha, we don't touch you. No rough skin for us today. Archie comes in for no good reason, fashionably late. We get the Devon goods, and now, or should I say, we get rid of the Devon goods, and now we can leave. We're almost on to Rival 3. We've got a little way to go first, though. Let us... Oh, no. Didn't want to get bonked by him. And here's Birch to ruin our day as well. How many NPCs is that? Like 3 in quick succession there? For goodness sake. Isabel, goodbye. Plusle, you're horrible. Minun, you're just as bad. Nobody likes you. You're a waste of deck slots. And you, Caleb, you've got the same but the wrong way round. Nobody likes your Pokemon. Why are you raising them? You're just there to fill in deck space that nobody gives a crap about. And quite frankly, I'd be happy if we just deleted them off the face of the planet. So if we can come to some kind of agreement to delete Plusle and Minun, I will be very, very happy to try and facilitate it. I just need to know the right people to get in touch with, because I will be like a dog with a bone. I will keep persisting until we can get Plusle and Minun deleted. I don't care how long it takes. I'll be in my 70s and I'll still be pestering the Pokemon Company going, can you get rid of those? No, nobody wants them. Just leave. Get rid of them. Pretend they didn't happen. We'll all pretend with you. You don't have to keep on going with these failures of Pokemon. You have another choice. Anyway, talking of another choice, May had another choice, and that other choice was to be good. She chose against it, and we're not going to complain. Grovyle tries drinking us, but it doesn't really do anything. And then she's got a Slugma. May, if you'd have watched our Pokemon Crystal videos from 4 years ago, you'd know that Slugma was the slowest Pokemon on that leaderboard for well over 6 months. And it wasn't even bloody close. So you could have saved yourself the hassle. You could have saved your money. You could have spent that Pokeball on something else. Maybe on lessons on becoming a good trainer. I don't know. Anyway, Morville Town, Morville City, Morville something or other. Let's go and chat with him. He gives us Rock Smash. We can't use it quite yet, though, but we do get a big hammer as well. X-Speed, didn't want that. Definitely don't want to take it and don't want to be caught having X-Speed. We don't want to be seen to be an X-Speed dealer, so we will get rid of it straight away. We'll PP up our Ice Beam, seeing as we picked one of those up. Do a quick heal here. And then we'll go and ruin another person's day. Wally, you seem like just the candidate for a day that needs ruining. Let's take you on. You've got a Rolls, you had a Rolls. Your Rolls is dead, mate. I'm sorry. Yeah, you go home. Yeah. No, I'll call you. Don't call me. Ever. Into gym number 3. This is Watson's Electric-type gym, so we're starting off battling a Battle Girl with a Meditite and a second Meditite. I didn't know they were Electric-type. Maybe they have a really buzzing personality. We've got Electrike here and a Voltorb. They're Electric-type, so Kirk, you get to live when I am king of the world. Who have we got next? Ben Zigzagoon. That's not Electric-type, Ben. Neither's Gulpin. Do you need to get lessons? I think he does need to get lessons, doesn't he? And finally, we've got Angelo with 2 Pokemon. I can forgive you, Angelo. These look like they should be Electric-type, especially Volbeats, but they are not. And then, Sean, you have a Voltorb, so Sean, you are safe. You got a Magnemite as well. Good for you, but we have to get rid of it. Right, technically, we have the disadvantage to this gym as I accidentally step on the thing there. Let's see how this goes. This is Watson Gym leader number 3. He leads with Voltorb. We're going to set up a Rain Dance, and we do not get paralysed by Spark, and that should hopefully mean we have the win in the bag. Goodbye to Voltorb, goodbye to Electrike, goodbye to Magneton, and it is goodbye to Manectric. Dynamo Badge acquired in a time of 16 minutes and 13 seconds. Let's do a quick PP pit stop here. And then, do we want to unlock Verdant Turf now? There's probably no point in unlocking Verdant Turf now. Is there anyone's days we can ruin for a little bit? Oh, I do want that item. That's an elixir, not even just an ether. An elixir, even better. We'll get through that rock. And then, oh, who are you? Why have you looked at us? Irene Shroomish Ice to the face. Level 29 acquired. We'll surf on the Marill. We don't need to do anything more fancy than that. We don't get caught by the Sandshrew person, and I know a lot of people get upset when I beat up Sandshrew. I wish I didn't have to beat up Sandshrew, but sometimes you do just have to beat up a Sandshrew. It's part of the contractual obligement of running a Pokemon Challenge channel. That was a silly move to use, wasn't it, Squidge? There we go. And we'll take on this hiker as well. I believe now we're on the road to, is it Fall Arbor? Is that the one near Route 113? We'll find out in just a moment or two. I'm still not 100% confident with these route names. Trent there giving us his phone number. Maybe he will find something useful for us. At least in Generation 2, some of the phone trainers were kind of half decent. Don't know who that was. Oh, bloody Wally. He's out to get revenge later, isn't he? Because we murdered his Rolts. We will pretend that we didn't hear him. It went to voicemail or something as we beat up the Aroma Lady and the Kindler here. We've got a Numel, and I think he's got a Slugma as well. Yes, he does. I'm starting to learn some of the trainers here. Some of them are a little bit easier than others. Don't know what you've got. Electrike, that's fine. We've got Earthquake. What have you got afterwards? A Whalmer, again, that's fine. We've got Earthquake. And a Makuhita, that's fine. We have Earthquake. Cool Trainer something has been registered in the bag. This is the Infinite Loop Heal Lady. If you're doing a yes to everything run, your run goes to die there. Let's pick up some more. Probably don't need the Oran. Don't know what the Raspberry does. Maybe it makes a funny noise or something. Wingull, we've got Ice Beam for. I don't remember what Brooke has. I remember she's fairly easy though. So yeah, we can just get rid of her just like that. Oh no, it's another person to potentially pester us. And we forgot to wear a repel, didn't we? That was silly of us. Let's stick one out. Stick one out? Stick one on now, rather. I do seem to remember that it's a very good idea to not dip into any Pokemon Center between here and wherever it is we've got to go by the end of this, because we are going to want to teleport back to Moorville at least twice, I do believe. I could be wrong there, but that is what I seem to remember. So what do? I go straight into the Pokemon Center. We don't want the Move Tutor's house. We want the Dig Man's house. so that we can get ourselves the key escape rope. We get this really late in comparison to other games that we play, but I'm very glad we have it. We don't need to use the escape route too often in this game, but it's still very, very useful to have. Now, we've got a pair of people here that I can never remember how to dodge, so we're not even going to bother dodging them in this one. We are just going to get on with taking care of both of them, and then we end up dodging. He's my favourite trainer in this one. I love his Yodelieho. He is so, so fun. He is probably the most fun trainer in all of Hoenn, and the fact that it's a yodeling man is even more brilliant. Into Mount Chimney we go. Not into Mount Chimney, the Meteor Falls. They're talking about Mount Chimney. And then we'll leave, and then I think that means we can teleport back to Moorville if we find the rental abra. We're going to put that up at top spot. We'll do a heal now, because we're probably not going to be able to heal for a while now. And then we'll make our way back up north, where we have some plotline to deal with. It feels like a while since we've dealt with some plotline, so we'll have to do some now. No, we've spoken about how we don't want to beat Sandshrew up, so don't make me out to be a liar. Oh dear, we're running out of repels quick, sharp, and in a hurry. We are going to have to try and top some up. Maybe they have some in the next town, which I think is going to be Lava Ridged. We shall find out. We don't really need them, and no hiker, unfortunately, today on the cable car, but there is always next time. Let's go and beat up Team Magma now. I can't see this being difficult. They've got Numel. Ice Beam's going to be neutral, so we're going to use Ice Beam on the Numel to save a little bit of text. We will use a Surf on the Zubat, because that is going to be neutral. Who are you? Are you the big one yet, or have we got another one? This is the big one. This is Tabitha. Tabitha is not a particularly good trainer. She is just there. Is it she or is it he? I don't know. To pad out the numbers, we can just use Ice Beam on all of the Pokemon. You're the Fire-type leader, or Fire-type assistant leader, I should say. And yeah, I can use an Ice move to get rid of all your Pokemon. It just shows how awful you are. You have Sand Attack, don't you? So I'm going to surf you away. You're just rubbish. As are you, unfortunately, Camera-Upped. And that's it. I thought you had a fourth Pokemon. You didn't. You're even worse than I thought. There we go. Plotline done. We can leave. We've got a little bit of time to ourselves again to gloat in preparation for the next gym. Because the next gym is going to be very, very, very easy for us. We didn't want to get caught by you. You've got a Zigzagoon. That's fine. It's not a Sandshrew, so we can send some ice to the face. And the same with Tailo. I do like Swellow. Swellow's one of my favourite regional birds. I think it's a very, very cool design. Please sell repels. You sell super repels, I love you. I absolutely love you. 30 super repels. It's glorious. Really, really glorious. Now, this is the gym where I always get lost, and we're off to a brilliant start there, aren't we? Let's see. Do you have a trainer? Yes, you do. It's not like it's going to matter if we hit trainers. They're all going to be one-shots, and we might need the experience at the end of this challenge anyway. We know how awful Steven can be, so I'm not going to complain at spending an extra minute or two now to potentially save some time later on in this challenge. And much like where we do full trainers in Blaine's gym and Fire Red, there's not really any reason not to do full trainers in this gym. It's bloody Kecleon and a bunch of fire types. It's not like it's going to be difficult for us. So we should take advantage, and we do have PP heals up the wazoo here in Emerald versus other games. So again, it's not like we are going to have to struggle until our next Pokemon Center heal to get our PP usage back up. Is this the way to go? Am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? I'm doing it wrong, so we'll go back in time and we'll do it right by going this way and then this way. And here is Flannery. Flannery is gym leader number 4 today, and we're about to make her day incredibly bad. Set up the rain, and then we get to sweeping. We say goodbye to Numel, to Slugma, to Camera-Upped, and then her Torkoal, which is not rock-type but looks rock-type, comes out as well, and we do delete her from the face of the planet. That is the next badge. I've forgotten the name of her badge. I'm going to call it the Flame Badge. And here is May, again, yabbering on. She does let you teleport in Generation 6, but we're not that privileged here, so we're going to have to teleport back ourselves to Morville City. Once again, we're going to do a PP heal here, because we are going to now go into Petalburg City, and then we're going to teleport back once again. Now, there are some trainers here that I don't particularly want to battle, including her, and I always get caught by her. She's a royal pain in the bum. We've still got a repel on, so we'll pretend I didn't do that. And Hiker Mike will Earthquake your Geodude. We're saving our good moves now for a little bit later on. And our next gym leader is going to be gym leader number 5 already. I remember when it used to take close to an hour to get through this part of the challenge. And now it really, really does race by. Repel effects have worn off, that's alright. So we've got some super repels now, courtesy of that lovely person in the Pokemon. So we're not going to be complaining too much. I will beat you up. Thank you. At least that one had sense. Let's now run down to the Petalburg Woods for a 3rd time in this challenge. I wonder actually, what is our most visited place in a single challenge? New Bark's got to be up there with the way we do our routing, but I think Petalburg Woods might be a contender as well. Into this gym. This is the normal type gym. This is kind of the Blaine analog gym in a lot of ways here in Pokemon Emerald, because you have a choice of who you want to battle. The only difference is they do thrust some mandatories upon you, whereas in Pokemon Crystal, or should I say in Pokemon Fire Red, you can choose to battle any of them. I do like taking on a lot of the trainers here. It gives me a good idea of how well we're doing up until this point. And again, they all have just one Pokemon each, so they're very, very fast battles. And we also get to see Pokemon like Delcatty. And where else would you get to see a Delcatty? Not on my channel with me playing it, that's for sure. I don't like the line. Slakoth is cute, though. I really like Slakoth. I just wish that Truant didn't exist in single player. Or should I say in a solo challenge, like it doesn't in Generation 2 when we backport it. Vigoroth and Slacking are 2 absolutely ridiculous Pokemon in a Generation 2. Zangoose is the most ridiculous Pokemon in Gen 2, though. Always gives me pain knocking out Zangoose, but there's not much I can do. Let's take on Norman now, gym leader number 5. He leads with Spinder. We're going to surf away the Spinder, and out comes the Vigoroth. We'll set up a Rain Dance as he goes for Facade. That move I could never pronounce as a kid, and I don't think I'm alone there. We one-shot him, we one-shot that, and then we are going to hopefully two-shot the Slacking. Very, very fortuitous critical hit there. Gets us the Balance badge. We have now got our 5th badge, and that means that Western Hoenn is now complete. We're going to get HMO3 and the Raft. I'll take a quick teleport back to Morville City now, and I'll start making my way up to the Weather Institute. So, after only being pestered the once on the way up, we have found ourselves at the Weather Institute. Have I remembered to ditch the cast form gift? No. Are we going to deal with it? Yes. I only just remembered as we entered into the Weather Institute now, and if I make modifications to the ROM now, then I risk losing the save file, and I don't want to lose the save file because I feel we've done a very good job with Politoed so far. Getting to the Weather Institute in about half an hour is not bad at all, and I also didn't realise just how long I'd been waffling on. Normally I have a couple of cuts in the first 4 gyms in Emerald, but today I just kept on talking, and before I knew it, we were already beating Norman, so this second half of the video may be a little bit snappier paced, but one thing I am trying to do is keep the long-form chill vibes going. Like, as much as I enjoyed doing the snappy videos, they're not me. Like 16 minutes I think was my shortest Crystal video, and that is far, far, far too short. In that time that we've been waffling, we have been given a cast form, so we are going to... Have we been given a cast form? Maybe we've not been given a cast form. Maybe we've not. Have we not? We have not been given a cast form. I'm lying, apparently, but that does mean we don't get the Mystic Water anymore. I'll have to try and find some way to give the Mystic Water in place of the cast form there. Not that it really matters for this challenge. I don't think the Mystic Water is going to be making any difference at all. Now, this is our penultimate battle with May. All you May fans, dry your eyes. You've got one more chance to say hello to her in a few moments' time. For now, though, we are going to make our way into Fortree and say hello to this Linoon as well, which we'll surf all over. Stick on another rappel, and into Fortree we go. We are going to go straight out of Fortree. No, we're not. We are going to dip into the Pokemon Center first so that we can teleport back. That would be a sensible idea. We'll also replenish our PP. We were starting to get a little bit low on the old power points there. And now, if I remember correctly, there is a rare candy that we want to pick up just over here. So yeah, as I was saying before we got interrupted by May and the end of the Weather Institute, maybe I did do it and I just can't remember the cast form thing there. But as I was saying, I don't really like the ultra short form videos that I was doing in terms of like my own content and how I feel about being somebody doing challenge runs, because I like just sticking something on in the background, kind of forgetting it's there in some ways, maybe falling asleep to it, and just having that escapism for a little bit longer than if somebody's going from place to place to place and you don't know whether you're coming or going, which is how I felt with some of the shorter videos. Of course, it was primarily health related. I was very ill in 23-24. I'm much better now. So it was kind of a way to keep the channel going over while I wasn't particularly well. But now that we are back to as close to full health as I think I'll ever get, it's about time we started doing some more relaxed and chill content. And that's another reason why I do the live voiceovers now, because it's more authentic, it's more genuine. I very much live in the moment in my real day-to-day life. And I feel like reacting in the moment and sharing the first time experience with all of you in real time is something that I much prefer over than doing the run, seeing how it goes, and talking about it in post when I know what's coming up. And I'm terrible at keeping secrets as well. So it's another way for me to try and just share it with you as authentically as possible, because that's something I'm very much a proponent of. Like, I don't like the type of runs where you just, here it is, there it's gone. That's not me anymore anyway. Let's take on Winona now. She starts with a Swablu. We'll Ice Beam that away. Tropius is quad weak, so we'll get rid of that. Pelipper's next. Ice Beam is going to be a 2-shot as she's stalling us with Protect, which is a little bit annoying, but it means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Ice Beam on the Skarmory in to Surf. Altaria is last, quad weak to Ice, and we knock it out. Another easy badge. Winona in 33 minutes and 28 seconds. Now, let's get pestered by Scots this time. We don't want to get pestered by Scots. We do, however, want to get a quick little heal in place, because we are now going on our way to Cove Lily of Lily Cove City. So we've got quite a trek to go through the very unkempt grass here. And I do believe there is a second rare candy. Do you mind? We avoided him, and then he managed to get us. So we changed tack, and he managed to get us again. How very rude of him. Is there a way down there? Possibly. Do I know how to get there? No. So we're going to press End. There isn't a way down there. This Super Nerd always gets me as well, and he's very annoying, because he shouldn't be that hard to dodge. Let's stick on another rappel here, and let's go and grab the full heal, because that could come in handy. And then the rare candy is there. That's all we need to pick up on this route, I do believe. Are we going to be able to time it? Yes, we are. Are we going to be able to time her? No. Also no. Also no. But yes. They're telling us where to go. We'll tell them where to go a little bit later on. Can we feed a zinc to our Politoed? Yes, we can. Increase our Spadef ever so slightly. Now, if we didn't do bad movement there, we wouldn't have been caught by her. And she is a horrible woman, so we're going to take her on with her Loudred. She's the one that calls you Mingin. Not Mingin. Something along the lines. You're horrid. Well, Mingin is just British for horrid, so we'll stick with her saying you're Mingin instead, shall we? Quick heal here, and then here is May's last battle. May fans, this is your last opportunity to see her in this challenge. She leads with Tropius for no good reason. She's got 2 grass types, neither of which is particularly good. She's got a Slugma, that will go down, and then I think she's got a Pelipper as well. I always forget that Pelipper likes protecting. I should be using that as a turn of setup, really. And that is May defeated. Goodbye, May. We'll see you once more a little bit later on. Now, let's get a bunch of max repels. I know we spent a lot of money on supers relatively recently, but max repels definitely cannot go amiss. We'll get some of those. And then, do we have to go back to you for proper heals? Yes, we do. We'll buy 12 max potions as well, and that should see us fit for a little bit, because we have to backtrack once again. Hello, Mingin lady. We are not going to battle you, but we are going to accidentally walk in the grass and say hello to an Oddish. I do like Oddish. I really should play more with Oddish's evolutions. They are a lot of fun, but now we do have to get our way on to Mount Pyre. And the thing to remember here is don't leave and go out straight away, and don't teleport or fly. There is bits you need to pick up on the next route. That's something I have to remember every single time. For now, though, we've got Aqua Grunts. The Aqua Grunts, they're grunts, just like in any other Pokemon game, so they're all going to be absolutely garbage. So it's not going to take too much time, and I can start getting a little bit worried about what is coming up, because I know who our next gym leaders are, and I'm not terrified, you are. The next two gym leaders are going to be very, very, very tricky for us, because it's Tate and Liza, of course. The killer of so many good runs. We've got a little way to go until we get there, though. I think we've got 2 hideouts to do in that time. There's Team Aqua yabbering on about something. We get the Magma Emblem, and then we're going to stick on a repel, because we want to grab this rare candy right here. And now we're going to run all the way back down. Holding B. Skill swap. Thought that was a full restore. Shut up. We don't care. Yeah, I did think that was a full restore, but evidently I was mistaken. And our next item is just in here at the bottom. This rare candy. And with that, we can now register the Acro Bike at long last. And we'll air balloon over to Lava Ridge. I was going to call it Fall Arbor then, but that's to the one up north, isn't it? And we're going to use this as a little bit of a space hopper to get into the magma den. I'm not going to make you sit through this. It's going to be me lost in a cave for 5 minutes. We'll skip ahead to the battles. I didn't get that lost for once. We've made it all the way up to Tabitha once more. Numel is the lead Pokemon. It goes down in 1. Mightyena comes out to play. Surf is a 1-hit on that as well. We'll surf away the Zubat, and then we'll also surf away the Camerupt. Tabitha's down. That means we just have Max E left to go. That's a Max E revive as well. Horrible blue light on screen. Apologies about that. Nothing I can do. Let's now take on Maxi, the Magma leader. Led with Mightyena, went down in 1. Will Ice Beam on the Crobat. It's not quite a 1-hit, but he uses Super Potion because he's cheap. That gets rid of the Crobat. We will get rid of the Camerupt as well. And now we can leave. Fancy another one? We've got another hideout coming in just a moment. This is one of very few times where we actually use the escape rope. Maybe we can escape rope off Mount Pyre, actually. That would be a sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? And we need to get the air balloon up into a sensible place as well. I believe our next destination is going to be Slateport City. Let's go and have a quick heal there, and then, yes, we chat with Captain Stern. I'm remembering now. I'm not getting lost in this part for the first time in a while. Here we go. Archie has stolen the submarine. Let's go to Lily Cove and let's try and save it. And we have made it to Matt now. He is our next obstacle, and we're going to surf away his Mightyena. We are then going to Ice Beam his Golbat, and it's like he didn't even exist. Very, very, very easy time there. Now, if we go through this door, we can leave. Thank goodness for that. We'll stick on a max repel as well. That means we only have a teeny tiny bit of storyline left, and we're all very happy about that. That means we get to go home, and we get to finish this run. We've got 2 gym badges plus the Elite 4 still left to go, although the next gym badge isn't going to be particularly pleasant to get, Gonna do a quick PP heal here. And now I'm going to start making my way towards Pacific Log Town now. I think if we make our way towards Pacific Log now, we're going to get some extra levels quite naturally anyway, because there are a couple of bits I want to pick up. But that then might make all the difference for Tate and Liza. At least that's the plan. Whether it comes to fruition is a different matter. But I am purposely pre-planning ahead, because we've got to get that way anyway to get the rare candy. So if we start heading towards there, then we might end up getting the levels that we need to make Tate and Liza significantly easier, because I'm fed up with those two coming in and being like, no, we're a double battle. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, but we're going to make your day really bad. Yeah, I'm fed up with that, so we're going to try and nip it in the bud this time. Although, to do that, we do actually need to navigate the region a little bit more competently than what we're doing at the moment, which is easier said than done. This part of Hoenn, it all looks the bloody same to me. So I do get very easily lost. Do we have to go this side? Are you going to give me directions, or are you just going to try and battle me? Because if you give me directions, I'm happy to battle you as part of payment. Oh no, your star use minimalised. We'll just have to use an earthquake instead. Routes 1 to 8, we're counting up in the numbers here. 1 to 9, even higher. I think we're on the right track. We might not be on the right track, but if we can pretend we're on the right track, I'll feel a lot bloody better as we get up to level 49. This looks like we're able to head west, so this may mean we are able to go to Pacific Log. In fact, I would bet very good money that we can go to Pacific Log now. We are going to take on just a couple more trainers en route. Try and get ourselves closer to level 50. Oh god, I think we've been scissored by these two, and being scissored in a Pokemon challenge is never fun, because it means you get crushed, and your hopes of a quick time also get crushed. Didn't see him. He blended in with his bloody Pelipper. Richard there, the stealthiest trainer in all of Hoenn. Not those kids with the little cardboard pretending to be a cliff. It's Richard. He is the stealth master of the Hoenn region. Now, we do want to try and get ourselves the rare candy that lives just here. And with that, let's get the Herbloon and let's get ourselves back to Moss Deep. I like flying to Moss Deep. It's got a double big little place you can put your cursor on, so it's slightly easier to fly to versus a lot of the other places, especially in Kanto. I have to slow the game down quite often in Kanto in order to fly anywhere, so I do very much like taking advantage of teleport as and when I can. This gym is a bloody nightmare as well. I don't like this gym. Not only is the gym battle obnoxious, this horrible section beforehand is kind of evil as well, because it's so lengthy, and you always forget to do at least one bloody bit of it. But at least we can do that. Oh no, we've got a gentleman. You've got a Girafarig. I seem to remember you having a Girafarig. Don't remember what your lady friend has over here, though. A Natu, we're fine with a Natu. We can Ice Beam a Natu. You're easy, so we don't mind taking you on. We'll flick that twice. So now we know that has been done. We don't need to battle those. We've only got a couple more people. We might as well get tag-teamed by these two. Because what's Rolt's going to do? Absolutely nothing. And then what have you got, mate? You have got a Spoink. And as much as a lot of my friends like Spoink, I don't. So we're going to get rid of it. 2 more people to battle, hopefully. And then we need to pay attention. Another Meditite. I always get shocked at how common Meditite is in places where Meditite shouldn't be. Especially because it's also part of the Sinnoh sound in Generation 4. So even Game Freak, well, especially Game Freak, because they are the ones who chose where Meditite would be, they don't seem to know their Pokemon that well. What are we looking at in terms of health? Full health? Let's stick on a Citrus Berry for this battle. That might be sensible. What's the worst that could happen? This is Tate and Liza. They are the leaders of the 7th gym, and they lead with Claydol and Xatu. Xatu one-hits our poor Sacrifice there, and now we're going to get on to surfing. Sunny Day will go to Rain Dance as you heal. Psychic does a fair amount of damage, unfortunately, and Rain Dance boosted Surf is not enough to get rid of the Claydol. That is very, very, very bloody annoying. But it is enough to one-shot the Soul Rock. This is good. Hyper Potion, you keep healing that. Can we get rid of the Lunatone? Yes, we can. We've only got Claydol left to go. Yes, keep healing. Goodbye, Claydol. We got through first try. Mind Badge acquired in 49:51. Oh, I am so bloody happy about that. That is our first time, I think, first trying Titanizer. At least in memory. I feel like I played smart there, and it's not very often I give myself credit for playing smart. So if you can all in the comments just give me a congratulations to kind of like feed my self-confidence a little bit, I'd very much appreciate it, because that took a little bit of big brain play, and I don't very often do big brain play, but for once I did some big brain play and it paid off. So I need to remember, Tate and Liza, do them later, it's easier. That is what we have gleaned from that. Let's go and take on this triple horde battle now. It's not a proper horde battle like in Generation 6, but it is still 3 battles back to back to back. And I do think this is the only place where you have 3 mandatory battles like this back to back to back. Because even the Soft Sand Girls in Generation 2, they're not mandatory for a start, but they are back to back and then you can have a break. Yes, we do need to unfortunately take on this battle with Steven now. It's not a fun battle for us, but we'll do our best. Our plan here is to just surf and hope for the best. Camera up squad weak so we can get rid. Golbat comes out to play. Light screen is meaningless. Didn't do that on the correct Pokemon there. Meant to do that. Oh, I did do it on a Pokemon at least. Let us use an Ice Beam on the Crobats next. Meanluck's a little bit strange. Not sure why he did that. We get rid of the Crobats. Let's now go for an Ice Beam on the Golbat. It goes down. And then I think we'll do another Surf at this point. I think a Surf would be a good idea. Gets rid of Mightyena, gets rid of Camerupt, and that is Tabitha and somebody else. Was that Maxie done? They're over. They're so last week's news now. We can now leave. Let's go and do a very, very, very quick pickup of a netball, which is a useless item. We need to go and heal, and then we go and need to chat with Steven so that we can pick up the diving board. Steven lives in here, doesn't he? See, I remember his house now. It's unlabeled, which is very unlike Pokemon, but I do remember which one it is. I do think it's a bit of crap design, actually, though. Having a house unlabeled that you do need to go into in order to progress the storyline. It seems a little bit wrong to me. Shut up. I don't care. We want to get to our next place, which is going to be, first of all, in Statopolis, so that we can do a quick fly there later. I like getting that one done now, so that I don't have to think about again later, because I get in the zone at that point, and I just want to progress the storyline, and I find that if I don't have Statopolis unlocked, then I get a little bit stressed, and then we'll go in at the underwater. We have my favourite room coming up. Are we all excited to see how long it takes me to get through the room this time? Anything quicker than about 10 minutes will be very lucky. We still have a repel on. Thought we'd lost the repel for some reason. No, we don't want to bloody battle you. Leave me alone. Thank you. More strength puzzles. I call them puzzles. It's been generous to call them puzzles, isn't it really? I think it's this door. Yes. This is my nemesis room. Now, this is where you can all laugh at me for being very, very, very bad at figuring out puzzles for children. No, that's not it. Is it because I only went? No, it's not because I only went. Is it up here? And then is it over here? No. It's not there either. This is simple, and I forget it every single time. It's there. We're getting better. Definitely not getting worse. Well, maybe slightly worse, but if we can pretend we're not getting worse, then I'll be very happy. And this strength puzzle is really easy for some reason for my brain, but I can totally understand why it can be difficult. Now, we are going to get some more of that horrible, horrible full screen coverage after this battle, I do believe. So, a virtual gaze after this battle while we take on Archie for one last time. He leads with Mightyena. Mightyena goes down in one. We're going to go and use a Surf on the Crobat, and it will go down in one. Out comes Sharpedo. We will swap to Earthquake. Sharpedo falls over at the slightest hint of an attack. Close your eyes for the red orb, And that is that done. That means we can now leave. Thank goodness for that. Let's get ourselves over to the next place, which is going to be Satopolis, as Stephen just said. So we'll go on our air balloon. We'll make a very fancy, albeit dangerous in a thunderstorm, entrance to Satopolis, where we'll see, ground, land, ground, land, ground, land, ground, land, but actually water, 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 waterfalls. We don't care. Chat with Stephen. He's going to take us into his private cave now, because he enjoys taking children into his private cave, I suppose. Yes, we go in and we're going to have a little chat with... Is this Wallace? Or is this Juan? I can never remember. I think it's Wallace. Can't bloody see where I'm going. This is Wallace. Let's say we do know where to go. It's going to be in the Sky Pillar. And because we've already been to Pacific Log Town, we can just fly over there really blowing quickly. How bloody nice is that? Let's get another rappel on as well. Glad that wore off before we'd surfed. And we'll start heading back east a little bit. Try and avoid trainers now. Go through this little gap. And we can start going up to wake up the very, very Cat Loafy-like Rayquaza that lives at the very top of this. Now, I can't remember. Is it canon that there's more than one of these Pokemon? Did the movies make it canon that they're a very rare but legendary species? Or is there literally just one Rayquaza in the entire Pokemon world? I genuinely cannot remember. But there it is, sleeping like a cat. We wake it up, and much like a cat, it jumps away. And it's going to have to take it out on somebody. And that somebody is going to be Groudon and Kyogre right over here. It comes out of the sky. It says, enough with your weather. We're going to have no weather now. A little bit like Europe recently, apart from a lot of heat. That's all you're going to get from now on. And with that, we can admonish both Archie and Maxie. And we can chat with Stephen. Chat with Wallace here as well. And that means we are ready for our final gym. Already this run has flown by. Feels like only about 20 minutes ago that I'd clicked record. I know it's not. But genuinely really, really, really quick. This is one. Nobody cares about one, really, because he wasn't really a gym leader. He's a substitute gym leader. He's a supply teacher gym leader. Let's go and prepare for this battle. Got a little bit eager there. Let's use one of our... Do we have any useful berries? Not really. So we're just going to go into this battle straight away. Leads with Love Disc. We'll get rid of the Love Disc with a critical hit Earthquake. Whiscash is next. We're going to set up a Rain Dance there. And then we're going to get to Earthquaking this as it Earthquakes us back. We low roll on turn 2, which is very, very, very annoying. But we don't really care. Because we should be okay, hopefully. Celio's next. I don't know why I'm setting up a Rain Dance. That was silly of me. That was really silly of me. Let's try this again. Earthquake the Love Disc. We've got Water Absorb. Your Water Pulse is going to do nothing, Love Disc. Let's use an Ice Beam on the Whiscash. 2 Ice Beams gets rid of it. Get your head in the game, and then these battles aren't quite as hard as they could be. Oh, bloody hell, we've been paralysed. That's annoying. We've been taunted. Not much we can do here. How much does Surf do? Quite a lot against the Crawdauns. And then we've got Kingdra. We are paralysed for the Kingdra, which is annoying. I'm just hoping that we get a high roll there, which we do, and that means we get through one. Bit of a sloppy battle, does make me a little bit worried for the Wallace battle later, but we didn't do too badly. Let's now get on the air balloon. We're going to fly back to Moss Deep City because I find it easier to navigate up to Victory Road from Moss Deep as opposed to from Satopolis. We're going to remember to stick on another rappel, and we'll be on our merry way towards the Pokemon League. Now, I say I find it easier to navigate. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have a good time trying to find Victory Road here, because we might end up in a dead end. But we are going to give it a good old solid try, and it does turn out that we have found it fairly quickly for once. That's my trouble with the Hoenn region. It's too big. I get lost easily. I have no sense of direction. And that does mean as well we get to battle Wally. We ruined his day earlier and now he's out for revenge. But that just means we're going to ruin his day for a second time. Goodbye to Altaria. We surf away the Magneton, no need to use a super effective move. Wait until Generation 6, that'll evolve Wally. We get rid of his Roselia and his Delcatty. His Gardevoir comes and says hello as well. And that is Wally defeated. And then we get this mandatory trainer with another Roselia because, you know, can't get enough of seeing Roselia with Poison Point when we're using contact moves. Cheers for that, Game Freak. Glad we're not using a contact move in this generation. Now we've got the fun of navigating through this Victory Road. I've not been quite as terrible at it lately, which gets me worried that I'm going to be truly bloody awful at it this time. So we're going to give it a good go and hopefully not get too lost in the process. Don't have high hopes, because it has been a little while since I've played through Hoenn's Victory Road. But I'm hoping that I won't make too much of a fool of myself, and a full restore there could come in handy for this Victory Road. Do we take on her, or do... Yes, we do take on her, maybe. Hope I'm going the right way. Don't seem to remember this trainer at all, Julie here, but she's not got too difficult Pokemon. She's got 3 very easy Pokemon to get rid of, so we won't complain about taking her on. We're looking for this. This looks familiar, because then we go up the waterfall, don't we? And then we go down, and then there should be a ladder. I've got a very, very strong recollection of this ladder. Then, do we go... We don't go that way, do we? We go this way. Maybe. Question mark. I'm doubting myself now. But I'm going to commit to it, because I think this is the way. It is the way. Because then we've got just one more trainer. We go around the arse end of a double team. And then we're done, and we're out of Victory Road, and we can be preparing for the Pokemon League. Once again, bloody protecting Pelipper. Story of this challenge run. Yep, we go around the back of there. Here we are at Victory Road and Evergrande City. Gonna do a quick heal. No, that's not a heal, that's buying an Ultra Ball. Gonna buy a bunch of full restores. There are some items I do need to pick up, so I'll go and grab them now, and then we'll meet back up for the League. So that is everything picked up, ready for the League. I am going to use all the rare candies now. Get us up to around about level 70 for this League. I think that's going to be the most fortuitous. We don't have the best offensive stats in the world, so it could help us out. Level 69. We'll go in at that very nice level. Now, our first Elite Four member is Sydney. He's a Dark-type specialist who leads with Mighty Aina. We'll use Surf on the Mighty Aina, we'll get rid of it in one. We'll Ice Beam the Cacturn, and it's another one-shot. Shiftry comes out to play, and we get the one-shot. Crawdaunt's next. How much does Surf do? An awful bloody lot, actually. Happy about that, and a crit's even better. He's only got Absol left to go. That's a one-hit. Sydney goes down. That brings us on to Phoebe. Phoebe is our next League member. She is going to be a Ghost-type specialist. Well, she isn't going to be. She is a Ghost-type specialist. Always has been, always will be. Do we not have a regular ether? I thought we'd picked one up. That's fine. We'll be fine for now. This is Phoebe, next Elite Four member. She leads with Dusclops. Now, I think this thing goes for Protect. It does. That means we can set up Rain Dance, and that means we can try and do a little bit of a sweep here. We get rid of the Dusclops and the first Banette. The second Banette goes away as well. Here comes Sableye. There goes Sableye. And the last Pokemon is another Dusclops. It heals with a Citrus Berry to get her out of healing range, and that is Phoebe defeated. On to the next one, which is going to be Glacier. We'll use one of you, and we'll use one of you. Glacier is our third Elite Four member. She is, of course, an Ice-type specialist, not a Ice. And she led with Celio. Celio's a two-shot with Surf. How about Glalie? Not quite a one-shot. We'll take a a Rain Dancer. She full restores. Get rid of that. We're going to keep on surfing. Surfing seems to be the way to go. Please don't go for anything nasty. It didn't. That means we can go back to Surf now for the next Glalie. Doesn't get a chance to become a bomb, and we've just got Walrein left to go. We're paralysed. That is annoying. But we get healed courtesy of Walrein, and we are through Glacier. I'm so sorry. Water Absorb is a bit of a scam, isn't it, Glacier? But you should have used your brain a little bit. Let's use another Elixir. Let's take on Drake. Not expecting anything bad from Drake. He is our final Elite Four member. Dragon-type specialist. Leads with Shelgon. Oh, it uses Protect. Double Protect. That's kind of evil. We'll get rid of the Shelgon, though. Altaria's next. We can Ice Beam away the Altaria. Kingdra. What do we do about Kingdra? Probably Ice Beam is what we do about Kingdra. Body Slam has paralyzed us. That's annoying, but it might not be the end of the world. Earthquake does a lot of damage, but not too much to be concerned about yet. Salamence is last. Dragon Claw does some, and we get knocked out because of that bloody paralysis. We have a berry that can deal with that, don't we? It's called a Cherry Berry. So let's stick on a Cherry Berry in case that happens again. It won't happen again now, but we have protection at the very least in case it does happen again. We know we're going to get protected by Shelgon, but we can knock it out in one. Same thing happens with Altaria, and we're back on to the Kingdra. Ice Beam, I think, is our best move there. Body Slam doesn't paralyze us, so we've got the win. That was just really bad luck in that last one. Sometimes happens, unfortunately. Not much you can do, but yeah, we didn't get the 30% that time, so we do get through. Our next battle, however, I think is going to be very, very, very brutal. I am going to prepare by holding on to one of these Pecha Berries here, because I know the Milotic can Toxic us, and Toxic would be devastating. Let's take him on. This is the champion Wallace. He leads with Wailord. Right. I'm going to surf this thing. Yep, he's going to set up Rain Dance because he's prepping for Ludicolo. Ludicolo is the big scary Pokemon because it's got Double Team. And our Ice Beam doesn't really have a chance to hit. We've been seeded as well. That's not good. I think if we get seeded, we have to take a reset. It's as simple as that. Really is as simple as that. Surf on the Wailord. Rain Dance doesn't really mean anything. We two-shot with the rain up. Giga Drain is interesting. We might be playing for a freeze here, you know. He's full restoring. The rain should stop. And we get a critical hit. We're through that one. Earthquake the Tentacruel. We don't one-shot. Goodness me. Maybe that was just a really, really low roll. What do we do about Altaria? Earthquake and hope he heals us. He does heal us. Recover's fine. If he can spam recover, I don't really care too much. It's if he Toxics multiple times in a row that it's going to be an issue. Maybe we go for a freeze. How much does Surf do? Not a lot. Oh. I think we've lost this. Try again. Because we want to preserve Ice Beam as well for the Gyarados. That much I know for sure. What if we try and freeze the Wailord just like that? It gets frozen solid. That means we get a free turn against the Ludicolo. He still goes for Double Team. Oh, bloody hell. If he didn't get that tiny chance of defrosting there, we could have been in for a win. We could have been in for an easy win. But it wasn't meant to be. I do think that freezing this Wailord might be the play. How much do we do against that? He didn't knock himself out. That could be good. The fewer turns with rain for this Ludicolo, the better. Although it knocks itself out now. The rain continues to fall and he's double teamed. That wasn't a smart move. And Leech Seed hit again. Oh, we could be here a while, unfortunately. It's one of those things. I don't think there's much we can really do for this battle. Critical hit's annoying as well. We've frozen the Wailord. Let's go to Surf. Hopefully I've counted the rain correctly. The rain stopped. Please freeze. Please freeze. Another crit, for goodness sake. We're not getting the luck here, are we? And I don't think anything like Substitute would help over the course of the run either. I know a lot of the times people mention things like Substitute, but I've got to plan 4 moves for the entire run. One good move in a battle does not make a good move for the run. So I'm not trying to be nasty about it. I think it's a very good play, but I don't think it's the right play for Politoed. There are definitely going to be Pokemon where I need to think about Substitute, though. Pokemon that have a little bit of better coverage overall. The Wailord's knocked itself out there with bloody Double Edge. Please just get the freeze. If we get Leech Seeded, I'll have to take a reset as well. There's no two ways about it. We are getting walled by Wallace here, and it's so bloody annoying because we had a great run up until this point, and then it's a water-type trainer, and everything goes a little bit wrong. We aren't getting the luck either. We've not had a single Leech Seed miss, which it can miss, and we've also only had short freezes. He goes for Double Edge. That's good. No, that's not good. Because then he goes for Rain Dance because we bloody low roll. Are you going to knock yourself out? Yes, you are. My focus has kind of gone on this one a little bit now, I've got to say. Let's try and regain the focus. Let's try and get through this. In the spirit of being bold in this challenge, I've decided to go in for a couple of rounds of Blackout training. Hopefully it will make all the difference. Who knows? It depends. He's gone for Double Edge. This is good. I don't think one round of Blackout training would have been enough, but maybe 2 rounds will be able to see some difference. We need to Earthquake this Tentacruel. It's good that we can 2-shot the Ludicolo now, and we do have an out with the Wailord as well. My brain is still a little bit mush after that. I'm just taking a moment to think about what I want to do. I think Earthquake is going to be our best shot here. Of course he goes for Toxic. We crit the Milotic though. This is brilliant. Surf the Whiscash. We get another crit onto the Gyarados. Right, Ice Beam and hope for the best. Ice Beam and hope for the best. We're out of Wallace Purgatory. Thank goodness for that. The Blackout training really coming in clutch. Blackout training isn't something I do very often, but sometimes you need to do it. Let's pause the timer now as we get into the Hall of Fame at 1:15:01. We're going to unpause the timer. I'm now going to make my way over to the Meteor Falls, where we'll try and take on Steven. And so here we are now in the Meteor Falls. I'm going to equip the lefties. I went on the boat to pick that up. We'll see how we do. This is Steven, the final trainer of the challenge. He leads with Skarmory. Please don't go for turn 1 Toxic. For goodness sake, I'm sick of Toxic in this challenge. Rain Dance, Spikes is fine. How much can we do with a Surf now? We can one-shot the Skarmory. That is good. Aggron's next. Interesting. That's a simple one-shot. Cradley. Let's try Surf. Oh, Confuse Ray, for goodness sakes. Why, with all the status conditions? All the bloody time. Should have gone for Rain Dance there, really, shouldn't we? Let's try again. I can see an out to the first 3 Pokemon, though, at least. Spikes is fine. Hopefully that Toxic was the anomaly, and Spikes isn't the anomaly. We'll Surf on the Aggron. We get rid of it in 1. On to the Cradley. I think Surf is going to be best, maybe, question mark. Ingrain is fine. We can 2-shot Cradley. Claydol should be a 1-shot, maybe, nearly. Not quite. Yes, he full restores. I was banking on that full restore, thank goodness. Surf, get rid of Claydol. Good. Who have we got next? Metagross. Right, let's hope that Surf does a lot. It does more than I thought. Goodness me. We're through the Metagross. Are we really just having one dickish trainer? We are. We get through Steven. Very, very good. 1:18:22 was the time for Politoed there. I am genuinely stunned at how bad Wallace was into how good Steven was. That was really, really, really just a very, very tough battle for our Politoed, and we still got a good time in the end. It was 1:18:22 for the final time for our Politoed. I've put it on the leaderboard. So let's now see where that does put us on our 4 moves leaderboard in Emerald. We are in first place. Even with that absolutely horrible Wallace battle, we still managed to get through fairly quickly. 1:18:22, a new leader. Let's put it on the overall leaderboard as well for posterity. And in 2 more runs, we'll finally, after several years, have a full first page of Emerald challenges. This one, though, has come to an end. I really hope you've enjoyed yourself. As I say at the end of each video, really, genuinely, thank you so much for watching. These challenges wouldn't be possible without you. I genuinely do deeply appreciate every single one of you. If you have enjoyed this challenge, think about leaving a like. It does help out the channel an awful lot. Until next time, though, I'm going to say it again. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever it is you're getting up to. If you're going to bed now, sweet dreams as always, and I'll catch you all very, very soon, where we're going to be running Ampharos around the Hoenn region.